guys, welcome to your new moon yoga. So this month's new moon is in Taurus. Taurus is one of my favorite signs. I always feel like if I wasn't a Pisces, I'd probably be a Taurus. But so we just started Taurus season. Taurus is an earth sign. What this class is going to be about is going to be what Taurus really embodies. So Taurus, they like what they like. They like the pleasures in life. They savor life. If a Taurus wants to do it, they're going to do it. If they don't want it, they're not going to do it. They're not going to do what doesn't make them happy. That's just how they are. So we're going to embody that today for this class. The intention that I have for this class and the intention that I have for the new moon is setting goals and setting intentions that focus on what makes you happy. So instead of setting goals and setting intentions based on what you're supposed to do or what you should be doing according to society or outward influences, really getting in touch with what makes you happy. So this looks like, instead of setting goals that are maybe like career-based or anything that's like school or really like, something that you're supposed to be doing, which are definitely, those goals are totally fine, but we also need to have goals that make us happy. So maybe it's a goal of doing a handstand or a headstand or something because that makes you happy. Maybe it's a goal to read more. Maybe it's a goal to do more art or anything like that that actually feeds the creative, feeds the soul, and feeds what makes you happy. So throughout this class, we're going to be doing a lot of twists. So twists are kind of like a detoxifier for the mind and the body. So what we're going to try to do is release all the shoulda, woulda, couldas, the supposed tos, and just really focus on what makes you happy. So a good exercise that I recommend doing after this class is getting a journal, piece of paper, open your notes app on your phone, and just write 10 things that make me happy. We're going to do a little mini meditation at the beginning where we just picture like our perfect day. And at the end of class, get out your journal and write about it. What does a perfect day look like to you? 10 things that make you happy. So with that being said, we're going to get started. So we're going to start in an easy seated posture, whatever that means to you. This is the traditional easy seated pose, but this pose can be difficult for some people. Maybe it's not easy for you. So however you want to sit, you can sit legs out, you can sit on a pillow, you can sit on a block, whatever's comfortable for you. Again, listen to Taurus. You do what's best for you. You do what makes you happy. And I'm going to be cueing that throughout class to listen to your body and do what feels right for you. So for the sake of Taurus being an earth sign, we're going to get grounded, so you can have your palms facing down on your knees, and you're just going to close your eyes here. And you're just going to imagine that somebody has a string that they're just pulling from the top of your head to give you that nice straight spine. And start to bring your intention to your breath now. We're not changing anything about it just yet. Just noticing it. Relaxing into your space here. And just checking in. Practicing non-judgment, so if a thought comes through or you feel something in your body, you notice it, you acknowledge it, and you let it go. Now, to let those thoughts go, to be able to practice non-judgment, it really helps to focus on your breath. So picture your nose in your mind, picture your nostrils, and imagine that breath going in and out. And as we do that, we start to lengthen our inhales and our exhales. When we inhale, our chest expands, our belly expands, no sucking in, take up space. And as we exhale, we release everything. Continue those long, deep inhales and exhales. And now I want you to start picturing the perfect day in your head. What do you do on this day? If you had complete and total freedom to do whatever it is that you want to do, what would you do? You wake up. Maybe you take your dogs for a walk. Maybe you sleep in. What's your favorite breakfast? Do you move? Do you work out? Maybe you rest. What do you do during the day? Do you have any hobbies? Do you knit or crochet or read? What do you cook? What do you like to eat? What are you eating on this perfect day? Who are you talking to? Who's around you? And as the day continues, what are you doing in the evening? What are you having for dinner? Are you having dessert? How are you winding down for the night? Maybe you don't wind down. Maybe you actually like to go out and party a little. This is your ideal day. What does it look like? Maybe you wind down with a glass of wine or some chocolate. Maybe your dog or your cat or whatever pet you have. Your significant other. Just play through that day in your mind. Note what makes you happy, what gives you that little flutter in your heart, that little spark of joy and happiness, and add that to your list. Our mantra for this class is, I deserve to be happy. The intention for this new moon, I deserve to be happy. Just remind yourself of that. If you're doing something that doesn't make you happy, be like, I deserve to be happy. And remind yourself of that throughout this class. As we do these twists, it's going to start to release some stuff, some emotions, some feelings might start coming up. Let them go and remind yourself that you deserve to be happy. We're going to seal this intention, this mantra, with a couple of deep breaths. So I want you to inhale nice and big through your nose. Feel everything expand. And open mouth, exhale, release. Nice big inhale in through the nose. And open mouth, exhale. One more just like that. Big inhale in through the nose. And exhale. Send your mantra out into the world, into the universe. When you're ready, you can open your eyes. So we're just going to start with some seated body circles here. So I want you to really listen to your body, check in, do the movements that feel right to you. Usually we would do cat-cows or something, but I feel like with body circles we can get a little more free with it. So again, hands are down on your knees. We're going to start by taking our chest to the left and around a circle to the right. So what that looks like is just like this. And then you're coming back, doming out the shoulders, chin to chest, and then bringing it forward. So nice big body circles here. So we're hitting all points here, front, back, sides. And again, do what makes you feel good. If there's like a certain place you're like, oh, it feels really good right there, hold it there. You can kind of exaggerate the moves. Listen to your body. Starting to warm up the spine. You're inhaling as your chest comes forward and exhaling as it comes back. We got 2 more here. And the next time you come through center with your chest out, just go ahead and switch directions. Maybe one side feels different than the other. That's okay. We're humans, we're not perfect, we're not symmetrical. Where are you feeling it? What feels good? Where are you feeling maybe some pull or some aches or pains? Hang out there if you need to. Listen to your body. What's making you happy in this pose, in this flow? 2 more here. And when you're finished, holding it at center for just a moment and then relaxing, you can go ahead and switch your feet just to even ourselves out here. So just switch which one is on top. Now we're going to take a nice forward fold over our legs. So we're just going to inhale our arms up and exhale, just gently fold. This isn't an extreme fold. This is just something nice for the low back, for the hips. You don't need to focus on how deep you can go. Just focus on what feels good. Going to inhale, come back up. We're going to find our tabletop position here. So hands and knees, nice and gentle. And we're going to do the same thing here. We're going to do those circles. So again, these are body circles. Do what feels right for you. We're going to start, so you it's almost kind of a sensual move. So you're just taking it in a nice big circle. You can get the arms involved. You can get the head involved. Whatever feels good. If this is uncomfortable for you, you can just kind of go from side to side and then do some cat-cows. Just, again, what feels right and happy for your body. Inhaling as we kind of arch and exhaling as we drop the head and round. And again, if it feels good in a certain place and you want to hold it there, hold it there. Finish up your rounds in this direction and then start to take it the other way. Again, maybe one way feels different than the other. It's okay. This is warming up the spine, the shoulders, the hips, a little bit of everything, the neck. Try to make it fluid. And go ahead and finish up. Come back to neutral. You can shake it out if you need to. We're going to start right into our twists here. So we're going to start with the right hand. You're going to inhale, open that right arm up, and exhale, thread the needle under the other arm. So you're bringing your shoulder to your mat. That left hand, you can come to place it on the mat right in front of your face. You can extend it overhead, or you can take a half bind behind your back. Listen to your body again. Where does it want to go? Test them all out. What feels right? Don't forget to breathe in these twists. When you're ready, place that left hand right in front of your face. Press into the mat to lift up. Open up one more time. And go ahead and release. We're going to take it to the other side. And inhale that left arm up and open. And exhale, thread the needle. Bringing the shoulder to the mat. Again, what feels right for that other arm? Try to even out the sides if you can, wherever you went before. And we breathe. I don't know if you can hear Fozzie breathing. He's on my bed. He's an old man. He kind of has a wheeze. So listen to him. Follow Fozzie's breath. He is master of Ujjayi breath. All right, go ahead and plant that right hand right in front of your face. Press into it. Inhale up and open. And go ahead and release. Shake it out here. When you're ready, we're going to tuck our toes and inhale our hips up and back to our first downward facing dog. So here in your first downward dog, go ahead and pedal out the feet here. Maybe you shake your hips. Maybe you shake your head yes, shake it no. What needs to be done here? What makes you happy in downward facing dog? Honestly, downward facing dog doesn't make me happy. Yeah, I'm lying, it does actually like it. The poses that we don't like are the ones that we should like, the ones that we need the most, right? Go ahead and find stillness in your downward facing dog. We're going to walk our feet a little bit wider, so about as wide as your mat. Walk your hands in just a little bit. We're going to take some twists here in our downward facing dog. If this is too much for you, you can drop to your tabletop and do those same thread the needle twists that we just did. So we're going to take the left hand, reach across to that right calf. Grab where you can. Maybe you can grab the thigh, the calf, maybe the foot or the ankle. Just hold for 3, 2, 1. Go ahead and release. And take it to the other side, grabbing where you can. And we hold for 3, 2, 1. And go ahead and release. walk your feet back in, shake it out. And then we're gonna gaze to the top of our mats, inhale, and exhale, just travel to the top of your mat, whatever that looks like for you. Step, hop, jump, whatever works. And just hang out here in your forward fold. You can sway from side to side. You can grab opposite elbows. If you like to get deeper into your low back, you can always bend at the knees and really fold. If you like to get deeper into the hamstrings, keep them nice and straight. And when you're ready, bring your hands to your shins, press into them, inhale for a halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, come all the way up to standing. Then exhale your hands to your heart center. Close your eyes here. Take a moment to check in, to breathe. What's on your happiness list? Remind yourself that you deserve to be happy. See that perfect happy day in your mind. And anytime during this practice, you might feel stuff come up, might feel stuff getting released. Remind yourself of that perfect day. Remind yourself what makes you happy. You can go ahead and open your eyes. So we're going to do a couple half sun salutations with chair pose. So for chair, different people like it different ways. Some people like it feet hips distance apart. I like my chair pose with my big toes to touch, little sliver of space in between my heels. Listen to your body. Whatever your body's telling you, go there. We're going to do some chairs and chair twists. So again, these twists can be a little intense. Don't worry if you can't go all the way. Listen to your body. So you're going to inhale your arms up overhead. Exhale, sink into that chair. So chair pose, your booty's going back, but you don't want to be like archy twerky here, right? You want to kind of tuck it in. Have a nice straight spine, and you can see your big toes over your knees. So we're going to bring our hands to a prayer here. I want you to inhale, lean forward just a little bit, and exhale, you're just going to gently twist. Maybe try to hook that elbow to the knee. And if you can't, this is totally fine. Check in, make sure this back knee kind of likes to sneak forward. It's okay. Just bring it back into space. If you need to come to this to do that, that's fine. We're going to inhale here. Exhale, fold and straighten. Shake it out. Inhale for a halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, come back to standing. And exhale, hands to your heart center. So now we got to do the other side. So again, you might notice one side is tighter than the other. One side is different. You can go deeper in one side. Totally okay. You're just listening to your body, right? Inhale, arms come up. Exhale, sink into that chair. Check in here. Bring those hands to prayer. Inhale, lean forward just a little bit. And exhale, try to shift into that chair prayer. Breathe here. Find your limit. Find your edge. And exhale, fold. Shake it out. Go ahead, inhale for that halfway lift. And exhale for your fold. Inhale, come up to standing. And exhale, hands to heart center. Take a second to breathe here. Twist can be a little intense. Again, if you picture your twist, it's kind of like, you know when you wring out like a rag or a piece of clothing, you're trying to like squeeze the water out of it? That's what's happening when you twist your body. Things are going to come out. It's great for digestion. You might feel some stuff moving in there. Another thing to remember with twists that I feel like is kind of ignored is if you're in a larger body, or like myself, you might maybe have bigger hips, you have a bigger stomach. Getting into those twists, you're going to feel your rolls. You're going to feel stuff feel kind of weird here. and it's okay. I struggled with that for a while in my larger body in yoga. I was like, oh, why do I feel that kind of like pinching here? Or why do I feel, you know, I kind of can feel my rolls kind of tucking under themselves, and I got really mad about it, and I was like, guess what? It's just my body. So do what you can, modify how you need to, remember that it's okay. It's just a body. Anyways, sorry, I got a little rant there, but all right. So now we're gonna add on to that little flow, and we're gonna add some lunges, some fun stuff, more twisties. So when you're ready, come to Tadasana, your mountain pose. Inhale your arms up. Exhale, sink into your chair. Don't worry, we're not doing twists this time. We're just gonna hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Go ahead and fold over the legs. Inhale for the halfway lift. Exhale, fold. You're gonna plant your hands. Now you can either go down into your tabletop position, or you can step back to a high plank. Listen to your body, you know your level, you know your edge. You can even take your high plank from your knees. Just make sure you're keeping that nice straight spine. Wherever you are, we're gonna hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I want everyone to drop to their knees and gently lower to your belly. We're just gonna get a little bit into the spine here. Hands are right underneath the shoulders. You're gonna press into your palms. Inhale, just to lift the chest and the head for a low cobra. Exhale, fold. Inhale, again, chest and head. Maybe hover the fingers. Exhale, fold. This time, inhale, really engage the back, the core. Maybe you hover the hands. And exhale, release. Take a breath here. And then we're gonna press back up to our plank or to our tabletop again, wherever you wanna go. Tuck the toes. Inhale, press up. And exhale, find your downward facing dog. All right, we're gonna inhale that right leg up and back for a 3-legged dog. Exhale, you're gonna bring the knee into the chest. Go ahead and plant it for a lunge. Now, if you can't plant it like I just did, you can always grab the leg, scooch it to where it needs to be. And we're gonna find a twist here. So I want you to take this left hand, plant it right next to your foot, and go ahead and open up. If this is too much for you, you can drop this back knee, twist here. You can always have a block right here if you need it. And we breathe. And we think about what makes us happy. Take a big inhale. Exhale, release the hand. This time, if you haven't dropped your knee already, go ahead and drop it. You're framing the foot with the hands. Now, if you want to stay down here with your hands on blocks, totally fine. If you want to maybe come up to the thigh, maybe you inhale, arms come up. We're really getting into this hip flexor here. Make sure those hips are square to the front of the mat, and we breathe. Maybe inhale deeply, take a little back bend. Exhale, drop the hands to the mat. We're going to straighten that front leg, finding a half splits. So you want to kind of keep lifted here. You don't just want to like slump over that front leg. You're nice and engaged. Your feet are flexed back to your face. Really getting into this hamstring here. If you can't straighten the leg completely, no worries. I have a knee injury on this side, so it's hard for me to get it all the way straight. All right, slowly shift back into that low lunge. We're going to transition back to our 3-legged dog. If that is too much for you, you're just going to go straight to tabletop, right? If not, you want a little challenge. You're going to tuck the toes, come back to that lunge, plant the hands, step back to your 3-legged dog, and go ahead and release. Again, you can do the same thing from tabletop. We're going to take it to the other side, so inhale that left leg up and back. Exhale, knee into the chest, planting it for a lunge. Again, doing what you need to do to get into that lunge. And we're going to take that twist. So planting your right hand, could be on a block. You could drop the back knee if you need it. And we inhale, open arm twist. And we breathe. We take a big inhale. Exhale, we release. We're dropping to that back knee if we haven't already. Again, staying down here. Coming up to the thigh. Really pressing into that hip flexor. This knee never goes past the ankle. Or we inhale for the full expression of the pose. We breathe. I can hear Fozzie breathing, it's super cute. Inhale, maybe a little back bend. Exhale, release. And shift into that half splits. Again, feeling it in this hamstring, flexing the feet back towards your face. Staying a little bit lifted here. Breathing into that hamstring. This is a great prep for if you're working on splits. This whole flow is awesome for it. Go ahead and slowly transition back to that lunge again. If you need to go through tabletop, please do. If you want to challenge yourself, we're going to find that three-legged dog. And then go ahead and release into your downward facing dog. Now this is our rest. So if you'd like, come to a wide-legged child's pose. Knees about as wide as your mat. Sink those hips back. Extend the arms. Finding that child's pose, or you can hold downward facing dog. Or if you want a little bit more, take a whole vinyasa. What does your body need? What would make you happy in this moment? Breathe wherever you are. Find those inhales and exhales again. They were flowing, so your heart rate might be up. Just cool it down with your breath. When you're ready, gently come back to your tabletop and we will meet in downward facing dog. So tucking the toes, coming to that downward facing dog. Inhale, gazing forward, and exhale, traveling to the top of our mat. Hanging out in our forward fold for just a second. Go ahead and bring your hands to your shins. Inhale for the halfway lift. Exhale for the fold. Inhale, come to standing. And exhale your hands to your heart center. All right, friends, we got another little flow here. This is what that beginning chair twist was preparing us for. Now, this is a little bit more of an intermediate kind of practice, so it's okay if you're struggling right now. It's okay if you're like, dang, Natasha, what are you doing to me? It's okay. This is a little bit more intermediate. Modify as needed. Listen to your body. So we're going to go from a crescent lunge into a chair twist. We're going to do each side, and then I promise we're going to cool down. So we're standing at the top of our mat. We're standing in Tadasana, and we're going to step it back to a crescent lunge. So I want you to start with the left foot stepping back. So what that looks like, we're putting all of our weight into this right leg, and we just step back. You can always bring your hands to your hips into this crescent lunge. So check in with your crescent here. Is the knee over the ankle? Is your back leg straight? Is your back foot active? Are your hips square to the front of the mat? If all are yes, maybe you just inhale your arms up, or you can keep them here, or you can bring to prayer, whatever works for you. We breathe here, really feeling it in this hip flexor. You might feel it in your low back as well. All right, now we're going to inhale to shift that upper body forward. Bring your hands to prayer, and exhale, we're twisting. So we're coming to this prayer twist on the knee. If you can't come here, just keep it right here. Might take a little bit of maneuvering. I have to get past my boobs. So. All right, so here comes the tricky part. If you're like, Tasha, this is already tricky, what are you talking about? So, from this twist, you're gonna step up into a chair twist. Let me demonstrate. We're just gonna go whoop, right into your chair. So again, might be kind of funky. This is just a little playtime, kind of like a goal pose, little challenge, if you will. So let me demonstrate that again for you. We're in our crescent. We're coming to our prayer twist. And we just put all your weight into this right foot and step forward. You might lose it a little bit. It's okay. When you're ready, you can exhale, release your chair twist, kind of fold over your legs, shake it out. Inhale for the halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, come to standing. And exhale, hands to heart center. Now, if that was challenging for you, or you feel you didn't do it properly, I want you to let it go. This is just for fun. This is just for some happiness, for a challenge. Yoga is not about perfection. Yoga is about practice, and you will never have a perfect yoga. You just won't. That's not the point of yoga, right? So let's try the other side. You might find this side's better or worse, who knows? So standing at Tadasana, this time we're gonna put all that weight into that left leg, and we're gonna step that right leg back into that crescent lunge. Again, checking in with your form. Knee is over the ankle. Back leg is straight. Back foot is flexed. Hips are square. Inhale the arms up and breathe. We start to inhale, shift forward. Bring the hands to prayer. And then take that prayer twist on this side, holding it here for just a moment. And then we're going to start to put all of our weight into that left foot and just whoop, and then release. Whew. All right, let me demo that one more time for you guys. If you're like, oh my God, Natasha, you crazy? It's okay, I know I am. Coming to that crescent. Again, we're coming to that twist. You might have to kind of maneuver yourself here. Putting that weight into that front foot. Woo, got my toe on the mat. Stepping forward. Release when you're ready. Shake it out. I promise you the hard part is over. Bring your hands to your shins. Inhale for halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, come to standing. And exhale, hands to heart center. Hang out here for a moment. Close your eyes. Bring it back to your breath. Maybe you've lost that idea of a perfect day, of your happiness and all that craziness. Bring it back to that. What would make you happy right now in this moment? Maybe it's reminding yourself that you deserve to be happy. Maybe it's reminding yourself that we're human and it's okay if you couldn't do that. You couldn't do it on both sides. We're not symmetrical. Just reminding yourself to have fun with it. If you fall, that you fall. Falling can be an enjoyable moment if you laugh. All right, we're gonna start our cool down process here. Don't mind my dogs barking. Go ahead and inhale your arms up overhead. Exhale, fold over your legs. My dogs are losing it for some reason. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. You're going to plant your hands again. If you want to step back to the plank, step back to plank. If you want to step back to tabletop, go there. You can always, again, take this modified plank from your knees. And we're just going to take it right to our downward facing dog. So you could have gotten there from table, get there from plank, whatever works for you. Now we're going to inhale this right leg up and back. Exhale, we're gonna bring it into the chest and drop it for that lunge. Now what we're gonna do is come to this back knee. You're gonna scoot this leg forward and kind of in the direction of the top right corner of your mat. And I want you to open up this foot. So really opening up the hip here. Now, either you can stay here on your hands. Maybe you drop down to a block. Maybe you can drop down all the way to the forearms. It's called lizard pose. We're really getting into this hip here. I kind of like to rock from side to side. Don't forget to breathe. It can be really easy to forget to breathe here. Now, if you were on your forearms, I want you to just come up for a second. We're going to play around with a quad stretch here. So you might need to put a blanket underneath your knee or double up on your mat. But what I want you to do is keeping this hand down. You can keep both hands down even if you need to. You're just going to lift up that back foot. So you're going to engage the quad. Now, if this is easy for you, maybe you can reach around and grab that foot. Opening up the hip, stretching out the quad, maybe open up the chest. Again, if you're here, totally fine. Maybe you can barely lift this foot, totally fine. Listening to your body. We're gonna breathe. Take an inhale here, and exhale. Gently release, don't let your foot come slamming down like a slingshot. Let it go. And now what we're gonna do is scooch this leg into pigeon. So you're just gonna scoochy, scoochy, scoochy. Down into your pigeon pose. Take a second to maybe take the full expression, so little back bend here. And then exhale, fold over that leg. So real deep hip release here. Go as far as you can go. If you like that quad stretch, you can take that as well in pigeon here. If you like to play around with king pigeon or mermaid, please be my guest. And just breathe here. But what makes you happy? Pigeon pose makes me happy. I love pigeon pose, but it might not be the same for you. Just picture that happiest, ideal day in your head. And when you're ready, we're going to come back to our palms. Now, again, we're going to transition back to that downward dog. If that is too much, you're just going right to tabletop. If you want to play around, you're tucking those toes, you're pressing into the palms, and you're going to come back to a three-legged dog. Shake out that hip a little bit if you need to, and then release. All right, we're taking it to the other side, guys. So inhaling that left leg up and back. Exhale, knee to chest. Plant it for a lunge. I don't know why my dogs are going crazy, guys. We're dropping that back knee. Now again, we're finding that lizard pose. So we're shifting this foot up and open. You're opening the foot. And we're taking it to that lizard. So it's either on your hands. Maybe you're coming down to the forearms. I like to just rock a little bit, get really into that hip. And we breathe. Now if you want to play around with that quad stretch, you're coming back to your palms. Maybe you're just lifting that foot. Maybe you can reach around and snag it. Opening up the chest. You don't want to be slouched here. It's kind of a shoulder stretch as well. We're breathing. Now we release that foot again. Release and gently lower. Coming back to this lizard and shifting into pigeon. So we're just scooching the leg right into our pigeon pose. Again, taking a second here to get a little back bend. And then we can go ahead and fold over our leg. Bringing it back to your mantra, I deserve happiness, because you do. Every human being on this planet deserves it. And sometimes we may not feel like we do, but I promise you do. All right. Again, we're going to shift back to that downward facing dog. If you want to go through tabletop, please do. Tuck the toes, press into the mat, and just boop, and then release. If you need to shake that hip out, please do so. And then we're all going to release down to our knees. We're going to come to a seat on our mats. All right, so now that we've done pigeon pose, we've really opened up our hips. We're going to play around with this pose called fire log. It's basically a double pigeon. If this is too much for you, what you're going to do is just your basic easy seated pose. Now, if you want to play around with fire log, you're double pigeoning your legs. So we're going to start with the right leg on top. You're going to bring this left leg scooched in a little bit, and then you're going to bring this right leg right on top. So again, it's like, you know, the front leg in pigeon, except they're doubled up. You might instantly feel it in this right hip. You might not be able to get this knee down. My hips are pretty flexible naturally, so yeah, a lot of the times people are up here, and that's totally okay. That's just how your body is. It's okay. My yoga is my yoga, and your yoga is your yoga, and they're gonna look different. You guys can probably do some stuff that I can't do. So again, don't feel bad. Your yoga is beautiful just the way it is. So if this is enough, you're gonna stay right here. If you want a little bit more, you're gonna gently fold. Maybe try to get this knee down. Maybe you want more, maybe you're gonna fold deeper. Really getting into those hips. This is a very grounding pose. Shout out to Taurus, earth sign, we're getting grounded. Go ahead and come up. You're gonna unwind the legs, maybe shake them out, and then we're gonna take it to the other side. So this time, right leg is going under, left leg is coming to that double pigeon on top. All right, I can tell I'm more flexible on this side because this left leg kind of naturally just goes down. And notice it. Don't judge it. Don't judge one side for being better than the other or worse than the other. Just be like, yeah, it's just how my body is. So again, find your edge. Maybe it's right here. Maybe you just kind of lean into that leg a little bit. Maybe you take that fold. Whatever feels right for you. This is one of my favorite hip stretches. But again, I just really like pigeons, so. All right, go ahead and come up nice and slow. Unwind the legs. You can shake them out here. I promise we're done. No more crazy hip opening, no more crazy twists, I promise. We're gonna come down to our backs. I'll get real grounded here. So come down to your back. We're gonna take some, okay, I lied, a little bit more twist, but really easy, gentle twists, okay? So you're gonna bring your knees into your chest. You're gonna bring your arms out to a T position. And you're just gonna gently drop them to one side. Maybe you gaze over your shoulder in the opposite direction. And we breathe. And in this cool down, I just want you to think about what makes you happy. Think about that list. Maybe think about that day. And remind yourself that you deserve it. And I want you, when you're done with this class, I want you to go out and do one thing on that list. One thing that makes you happy. And see how much that changes your day. Maybe this was your one thing. Maybe yoga was your one thing. Do another. When you're ready, gently inhale everything back to center and exhale over to the other side. right, gently inhale back to center. All right, we're gonna take happy baby here. You guys know it's my favorite pose. You're gonna bring your feet bottoms up towards the ceiling. You can either grab the back of your thighs, your calves, or your feet. Your hips should be pretty open from this class, so maybe you can go a little deeper this time. And really try to pull those knees down to the mat. It's gonna stretch out your low back, really get into those hips. Maybe you wanna rock here. Again, listen to your body. What does your body want right now? When you're ready, gently release. Now, we're going to do a little yogi's choice. So again, what pose would make you happy right now? If you're like, I have this favorite yoga pose, and we didn't do it yet, and I really want to do it, do it. What would make you happy? If you're like, you know what, honestly, I'm tired after that class, and you know what, savasana would make me happy, then go to your savasana. That's where I'm going. Maybe it's an inversion. Maybe it's headstand, handstand, forearm stand. Maybe it's crow pose. Maybe you're just like, you know what, I really like child's pose, so I'm going to take my savasana in child's pose. The options are endless. Yogi's choice. Choose your own adventure. When you're finished with your happy pose, please join us in savasana. Now try to keep your palms down to the ground for this one. Get grounded. If you want a little bit more grounding, your feet bottoms can also be on the ground. And just really feeling the mat, feeling the ground beneath your fingertips. Acknowledging that anything that came up during this class. And we're just going to breathe, think about that happy day, and I'll let you know when it's time to come back. Start to bring your awareness back into your space, back into your body. Maybe wiggle the toes or wiggle the fingers. You can roll out the wrists or roll out your ankles. Draw your knees up into your chest when you're ready. We're going to gently drop it over to one side. You're going to use your bicep as a pillow in this fetal pose for just a moment. And then keeping your eyes closed, gently press yourself up to a seat. Any seat that is comfortable for you. We're going to bring our hands to either side of us, feeling the mat beneath our fingertips, really grounding. Feeling that Taurus energy. We're going to inhale the arms up. Take in all that stuff that you just created, all the good stuff, all the happiness. Exhale, bring the hands back down. Release anything that doesn't serve you. Inhale, arms come up. Exhale, draw the hands together, coming through to your heart center. Remember to do one happy thing today. Make your happiness list. Journal about your happy day. Set intentions and goals for what makes you happy. Savor the good things in life. Stop and smell the roses. All that Taurus energy. The light in me honors the light in each of you. We bow to our practice. Namaste.